Now, in case you missed it, Alec Murdaugh was in court today for a hearing to decide if he should get a new trial based on allegations of jury tampering by Colleton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill. Well, his defense attorneys claim that Becky Hill instructed jurors not to be misled by evidence presented in Murdaugh's defense. Well, Alec Murdaugh is currently serving life without the possibility of parole for the murders of his wife Maggie and his youngest son Paul in June of 2021. So it is time for our Talk Back segment. Each day, of course, we post a question on Court TV's social media pages. We gather your comments and questions, then respond right here on the show. So we asked you, should Alec Murdaugh get a new murder trial? All right, still with us, of course, criminal defense attorney David Bruno and retired police commander and host of the Profiling Evil podcast, Mike King. All right, gentlemen, our first comment comes from Amber. Amber says, hopefully they have investigated the jurors to see if someone has paid them off to say the clerk of court said what they're claiming she said, so he gets a new trial for more publicity because that's what Alex truly loves. They will still have the same evidence and the facts don't lie. And I think when you dig down to the end of this, David Bruno, that's what this boils down to. It's going to be about whether this verdict was tainted in some way. There was a question as to how this would go. Well, the defense has the burden to prove that this thing was prejudiced by the comments and the sort of interloping of Becky Hill. What did you make of today's hearing?
I agree with you, Michael. And I saw your commentary with Judge Ashley earlier today. Big loss for Murdaugh in the defense today because their brief states that all they have to do is show that there was some sort of taint and that it didn't actually lead to a different verdict. The judge today came down on the state side saying, no, you got to show more. And we're going to get the testimony from the jurors. We know that. It's going to be protected, and to the scope of the examination is still in question. But for Murdaugh, it's going to be very, very difficult for a jury to get up there and say, you know what, it was Becky Hill that really changed my verdict, as opposed to Murdaugh's lies, Murdaugh's crimes, the financial crimes, the cell phone on the side of the road, and Paul's video at the kennel. I think that's the reason they voted for guilty.
Yeah, there was one juror who said in her affidavit that she felt pressure in the deliberating room, but the judge was clear. They're not going into deliberations. That process is sacrosanct. They're not going into that. They're just going to ask, was this your verdict, and do you stick by it at this point, and was it a clean verdict?